Mr. Trump, I'm your supporter, but I gotta ask you this question. What the fuck are you doing giving $40 billion to your buddy in Argentina? And you haven't even given the Americans any money yet.
So apparently MAGA this whole time meant make Argentina great again. Let's get into it. So the American people were promised stimulus checks, a growing economy, lower costs, all kinds of shit from Donald Trump. We ain't got none of it, but yet he's found $40 billion to send to Argentina. I'm about to show you a video of him talking about sending money to Argentina when there's so many people here struggling.
What do you have to say to U.S. farmers who feel that the deal is benefiting Argentina more than it is them, as they are
Argentina's fighting for its life, young lady. You don't know anything about it. They're fighting for their life. Nothing's benefiting Argentina. They're fighting for their life. You understand what that means? They have no money. They have no anything. They're fighting so hard to survive. If I can help them survive in a free world, I happen to like the president of Argentina. I think he's trying to do the best he can. But don't make it sound like they're doing great. They are dying.
Is the bailout that the United States is sending to Argentina history repeating itself? Let's get into it. So right now, in October of 2025, the United States is sending $40 billion of U.S. taxpayer money to the country of Argentina to bail them out of an economic crisis, all while the United States government is completely shut down. So because the United States is sending so much money to Argentina, there's a lot of speculation surrounding the reasons why. And there are a number of people who are saying, oh, it's because Trump and the president of Argentina are buddy-buddy and can't let your best buds fail, right? And then my partner reminded me of history and the fact that at the end of World War II, when the Yazidis were fleeing Germany to escape persecution, the country on this side of the world that absorbed the most was Argentina. So that poses the question. Is this some sort of prepayment? Because they see things going south here in the United States? If that's not it, then why? Why Argentina? Why $40 billion to a foreign country when we have a whole host of issues that $40 billion could solve here in the United States?
American farmers are so frustrated by Donald Trump after he doubled Argentina bailout from $20 billion to $40 billion, where they are left facing foreclosures, debt, and bankruptcy. And these are the same farmers who believe deeply that Donald Trump would stand up for them, that he would protect the American farmers and bring back prosperity. But today, the picture is different. Soybean silos are full, markets are gone, prices have crashed, and farmers, they now feel abandoned, and they are asking, what happened to the America first? Because at this rate, we just feel that we are America lost. So let's get to see the reactions, then we come back with commentary.
The media asked y'all's president what is the benefit of him giving Argentina what used to be $20 billion, but I heard overnight that it's now $40 billion. And y'all's president essentially was like, we just really helping out a friend. We ain't really no benefit like that. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. There's no benefit. We're helping out a friend. I thought we didn't have no money. I thought we were strapped for cash with the government being shut down and everything. 1 minute we're strapped. The next minute we're pulling in all kinds of revenue from them daggone tariffs. The next minute we giving money to Argentina, talking about we bailing out a friend just for the sake of bailing out a friend. But conveniently, whenever it's time to do right by the citizens and the residents in this country, and whenever it's time to address issues that truly matter, social justice issues, economic issues, educational issues, health issues, we don't never have the money for that, but we can squander funds while our own farmers are borrowing, and stealing to make ends meet because China didn't buy no soybeans from them. It doesn't make sense.
So let's talk about why Argentina's doing so bad for a second. This is the president of Argentina. I think this was back in February, March, and he's bringing his government cutting chainsaw to Elon Musk while he's doing the Dodge cuts. They just loved this shit back then, didn't they? Now it's crashed the fucking Argentina economy, and we're having to bail them out with $40 billion in U.S. taxpayer money. Amazing. So yes, the farmers who get just as much as more money from the federal government than anyone else in this entire fucking country, coming back out to support Donald Trump in 2024 because they're just as racist as he is, looking past the racism, looking past the felony convictions, found liable for sexual assault, trying to overturn an election, the grab the P video, so much bad shit. You overlooked it because you're racist, and now you're having to deal with the bullshit that comes with supporting a man like this. Here's what I want y'all to do. Prove to us that y'all are that mad. I want y'all to be like the French farmers, and I want y'all to go to D.C. I want y'all to spread manure and shit all in front of the White House, and as soon as you do that, I will start listening to you and maybe caring just a little bit what the is happening to you.
Hey, farmers in the U.S., I grew up with a lot of you. I grew up around a lot of you. I know a lot of you. I'm related to a lot of you still. How do you feel right now? Do you feel betrayed? See, we already knew that Donald Trump was giving $20 billion to Argentina, even as farmers in the U.S. were struggling and asking for bailouts. And today, Scott Bessent confirmed that actually, wait, it's not $20 billion. It's $40 billion. $40 billion would go a long way to help struggling farmers in the U.S. And instead, Donald Trump's giving $40 billion to your direct competitors in a lot of cases. A lot of soybean farmers throughout the Midwest are losing orders to Argentina. The orders that would have gone to China are going to Argentina and Brazil. And Donald Trump's now giving $40 billion to a different country. What happened to America first? And farmers, do you feel betrayed? And if you're a farmer that voted for Donald Trump, like, no shade here. Like, put it in a comment. Let me know. If you voted for him, do you feel bad? Like, do you regret your vote? Because I know a lot of my family is really starting to second guess the person they thought they were supporting.
Conservatives will be like, we can't have free healthcare because we can't afford that shit, dude. That's too much money. And then Donald Trump will give $40 billion to Argentina, and then no one bats an eye. They're like, that's his buddy. Of course he's going to give $40 billion to a failing country that has nothing to do with the United States. That's normal.
So farmers, MAGA farmers, I think it was like 84% of y'all, or 70%, something like that voted for Trump. How y'all doing right now? I know you saw the news where the Argentina bailout that went from 20 billion to 40 billion. He offered y'all 10 after he killed your international markets, which is where a lot of the produce for small farmers in America goes, right? Argentina is picking up the China soybean market, right? Yeah, to the tune of $14 billion. After Trump, with his trade war and the tariffs and all, just crushed yours. All the licenses and everything y'all needed to trade with China, the tens of billions of dollars, that's gone. And I mean, he said you could make it up selling within America, but Americans don't eat soybeans. We ain't big on tofu. China is, though. They're going to Argentina, $14 billion, and getting $40 billion bailout of our tax dollars. He offered y'all 10. I don't even know if he's going to deliver on that. This is beyond FAFO at this point. This is just the sick realization of realizing, I hope you realize that you ain't in the club. Nope. You out here with the rest of us. He got your votes, and he don't care about y'all no more. I mean, he never did care about y'all. He just wanted your votes. And you kept giving it to him. A lot of y'all gave it to him 3 times. And you already went through this once in his first term. Keep trying to tell y'all, you ain't in the club. $40 billion to Argentina. And it's not even going to their farmers. It's going to the billionaire buddies of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. You know, Rob Centrone, he has all that debt from Argentina. You know, after they ran it into the ground because they got some right-wing lunatic to be their president. Man, that sounds a lot like us, don't it? Anyway, that's all I got for you. Try to hang on, MAGA small farmers. I mean, it's going to... Whew.
They really played the long game, didn't they? First, they escaped from Germany post-World War II, flee to Argentina. Then, 80 years later, they take over America. Only to send $40 billion back to Argentina. That's a really slow-rolling long con right there. I mean, holy shit. You gotta hand it to them.
So Donald Duck isn't just giving Argentina $20 billion to bail out. He's giving them $40 billion. Mind you, during a government shutdown, it has been decided that Argentina is going to get $40 billion to bail out while our farmers are suffering. Rural red states are collapsing. Farmers are not able to survive, okay? And the Trump administration has admitted that their policies are directly responsible for what is happening in those rural red states to the farmers. Are you still confident in your vote? Was voting for hate still worth it? Are you still going to say that your vote was worth it, okay? Is it really worth it hating other people so much that you lose your fucking farm, that you lose your everything? Imagine being so hateful that you still support that man, knowing that he could give two shits about you and would bail out a foreign country before you, and you still lick his motherfucking boots.
So America's dumbest person, the alleged President Donald Trump, bailed out Argentina with $20 billion. But now the America First president is contemplating doubling that to $40 billion. So tell me again how this president is America First. No money for the American people, but $40 billion for Argentina. Yeah, that's what your president's doing, MAGA.
Possible coincidence of the day in the Trump administration. So Trump gave $40 billion of our hard-earned tax-paying dollars to Argentina. After World War II, most of the Yahtzees fled to Argentina, where these Yahtzee havens still exist to this day throughout Latin America, but especially in Argentina.
40 billion. Yeah, you probably heard 20. It's not. It's 40 billion of American tax dollars is going to Argentina, you know, to bail them out for their failed economy. Yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine right now being a parent of a disabled child, being told all your services were cut off, but we're going to take care of those people in Argentina? Can you imagine being a houseless person or a mother of 3 living in her car right now, literally seeing the headline that the American tax dollars of 40 billion is going to fucking Argentina, not to help with a single motherfucking American in America right now. Which I don't know if anyone is in the same boat, but I don't know anybody right now who's not doing a little bit of a with their finances. Because everything fucking costs more money right now. So $40 billion going to Argentina just right out in our face, just so you guys are clear, is literally a big from the President of the United States. And you know what? Right back at you, you big fat bitch.
You know the $40 billion to Argentina? They're buying their escape plan. Of course it doesn't make any sense why we would give $40 billion to Argentina. And Trump doesn't even have a good lie for it. He says it's just because he likes the guy and he doesn't want to see him fall because friends help friends. Literally, that's what he said. This is a rat line. When the ship starts to sink, this is where they're going to scurry off to, and they're just making sure that they have a friendly country to arrive at. Because they're going to try to flee the US, because they don't want to go to jail to face consequences for what they're doing right now. So they're going to try to scurry off to another country, and that country is Argentina. Does that sound familiar at all? That's what our $40 billion is paying for.
Right now, across America's rural towns, from Iowa to Missouri, from Kansas to Nebraska, there is a quiet anger among the farmers. And the farmers are now realizing that the slogans don't plow the fields, that patriotism doesn't pay the bills. Many of them are watching as their soybeans rot in the fields, because there is no one to buy them. Banks are closing in, foreclosures are rising, and mental health crises among the farmers are now climbing at record high. And yet billions of dollars, their tax dollars, are now being sent overseas to bail out a country that's not taking their place in the global market. So this isn't about party lines anymore. It's about survival. It's about realizing that when leaders play politics with global trade, ordinary people are the ones that pay the price, Trump said that he would win the trade war with China. But what did American farmers win? Empty promises, lost markets, and a future that is more now uncertain than ever. The harsh truth is that hate and division, they don't grow the crops, They destroy unity. When you vote based on anger or even hate, you risk voting against your own livelihood, So the farmers who once believed that owning the lips was more important than protecting their farms are now realizing that the cost of that mistake. Because when the soybeans stop selling, when the bags stop waiting, and when the debts start piling up, it's no longer about left or right anymore. It's about reality. Argentina is not thriving because of America's money, and now China is buying their soybeans, while the American farmer is left without anywhere to sell their soybeans. They are left to struggle alone. Maybe in the next election, it won't be about red or even blue. It will be about logic over loyalty. It will be about voting for a future that actually puts Americans first, all Americans first, because at the end of the day, true patriotism isn't about who you vote for, It's about what you stand for. And if your leaders are putting others ahead of you, bailing out other nations, while your people are drowning in debt, maybe it's time to ask, who's really making America great again? Because at this time, the president is not making America great again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.